So today we are joined by Mr. Atul Modi, who is the chairman of Prevest Dentpro, a company which has a specialization in dental products. But what is most startling about this company is one of the first Jammu-based private companies, who has got an impressive IPO at the Bombay Stock Exchange. And it has got a major expansion plans also, and most importantly, globally also. So to talk about how they got an IPO, why they choose an IPO, what are they expecting such a startling results at the BSE, and also about their global expansion plans. So thanks a lot, Mr. Modi, to give your time, and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to interact with you and discuss about the Prevest company and how our business has gone up to this level, so we can discuss everything in details. So you can start your interview. I am ready to give you all, replies to your questions.
Thanks a lot, sir. So first of all, if I'm not wrong, your company started in 1999 in Jammu. So what made you to go for an IPO rather than other sources of financing? I mean, that's the first question that came to my mind.
Actually, right from the beginning, our company has not gone into any kind of, borrowing. We have not taken loans from any institution. So we have been dependent only on self-financing. So we have been, right from the beginning, we have maintained, our expansion and growth on the basis of our internal results created, our profits. So whatever we were earning, we were investing in the growth of our business. So after this, after this level of growth, we decided that now we have to grow further. We need a lot of funds. So we have two options. Either we go to the bank financing, or we go to the public and we involve the public in the raising of the funds. See, we opted for the public funding for one reason, that this is the beginning of the growth journey of our company, because we are expecting very high growth rate in the coming years, because we have reached to a level from where now we can grow at a very accelerated speed. And for our growth journey and further growth plans, we need a lot of funds. And this is the beginning. So we decided that we should go for the public funding. We follow the IPO route, so that we get, a lot of investors, involved with our company in our growth journey, so that next time when we go for the future expansion, because we are expecting another expansion plan after a couple of years, so that that will be a much bigger expansion plan. At that time, our requirement of funds will be of very high amount. So we don't want to take the loans from the banks, and we decided that we should go to the public, and we should get the company listed on stock exchange, so that we can get in contact with the investors. They will know our company. We will develop investor base, and with our next 2 years performance, we can win over the confidence of the investors. And when after 2 years we go for the next phase of our expansion, we should not have any difficulty in raising the higher amount of funds from the public, so that we can fulfill our growth, expansion plans smoothly. So this was the reason we decided to go for the IPO with a very small amount.
Okay, you made your point that why you opted for IPO rather than the other sources of financing, but then also other sources of financing.
Even we had our internal reserves of a very high amount. We have 16 to 17 crore rupees of the cash reserves. We did not utilize the reserves. We kept the reserves with us, so that there are some situations, some unforeseen situations are there. So we kept our reserves with us, so that those can be those can be utilized for some, inorganic growth options.
Exactly.
So we decided that we should raise the funds from the public.
Okay, Mr. Modi, another point that I wanted to ask you is that the company had quite a stellar opening at 180.55. That was an opening you had at Bombay Stock Exchange. That also shows the kind of response the investors had in your company. That is the only probable reason that it had such an opening. So, could you please elaborate? Could you please tell us why the investors had this much of confidence in your company?
Actually, dental materials, dental segment is a very specialized segment. And at present in India, this dental industry is not so well developed. There are very few dental products manufacturing companies in India. And our company is the leading dental manufacturer of India. And it is the only company which is a well professionally managed company in the organized sectors. We have a 20 years of background. In 20 years, we have developed a good reputation in the market by producing very high quality of dental products. And, we have a very big dental professional base. So the dentists, they are spread across India. There are 5 lakh dentists. So out of 5 lakh, there are many dentists who are already using our products. They are familiar with our products. And some of the dentists are also, they have shown a lot of interest in this IPO, that they also wanted to invest in this company. So we decided that, based on our market performance, our confidence among the dental professionals, this is a very specialized field. Investors have taken very keen interest in this company because they have found that this is the first company in this dental healthcare which has come out with an IPO. This company has a very bright future because dental healthcare is a growing segment of healthcare. The government of India and the governments in many underdeveloped countries, they are giving a lot of focus on the oral healthcare. So this has a very promising future. So the investors are very confident that this business will grow very fast, and they are very confident of very good returns will come in the due course of time. So that is the reason, the investor, it's a new field for them.
Yes, sir,
there are all types of industries available in India, but dental was the first industry. So they were so, so curious to invest in this company because they have confidence that this business has a very bright future.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir. So, now that you have elaborated your point that why the investors had such a confidence, so there are 2 points I just wanted to ask you. First is that by the way you have made your answer, I presume that you already had a base among the dental surgeons or the dentists with regard to your. So they were familiar with your products. They
were very enthusiastic. They were very enthusiastic to invest because they are our customers. They have confidence in our products and they know our company very well.
Yes,
so many of them are the dental professionals who were also the investors. But there was tremendous response from the qualified institutional investors. There was a lot of response from the foreign investment institutions.
Okay.
So there was all around, very high response.
Yes. And sir, now let's take our point a bit further. I mean, this is, you already said, this is a very specialized kind of a product, dental products which are. So the first question that comes to my mind is, what makes you to come into this field? Because it's quite as far as the Jammu is concerned, it's quite a new field in itself. So what made you to come into this field?
Actually, I will tell you, when we started this dental business, we had no idea about what is dental business, what is dentistry, what products are used in the dental treatments. We have absolutely no idea. Actually, we were looking for some business options, new business opportunities. So I came in contact with the Regional Research Laboratory in Jammu. They had developed a technology for making a very special type of plaster of Paris, which is used for the dental application. So they developed the technology for making a very high quality of plaster of Paris for dental application based on the local gypsum raw material. So at that time, there were many local, manufacturers of plaster of Paris, but that was a commercial grade of plaster of Paris. A regional research laboratory developed the technology to manufacture dental grade of plaster of Paris. So I found that it's a very interesting field. We have a local raw material, and based on and we have the ready-made technology available. So let us start producing a dental grade of plaster of Paris based on the local raw material. And we purchased the technology from regional research laboratory. And based on their technology, we made one type of dental product. It is a dental plaster. And that product was very successful in the market. And that is how we came in contact with the dental professionals. We came in contact with the dental dealers. And, we started interacting with people in the dentistry. And, we started getting new ideas about, other products. We found that this is a very interesting field. There are no Indian manufacturer. Everything is coming from outside. Why not we start our, factory for manufacturing dental products? So we started with one product based on the local gypsum raw material, and that product became very successful in India. We also tried for the export, and even in the export, we got very good response. So this is how we started into the dental business.
So what you were suggesting is that you tapped onto what was available locally, which other people couldn't see.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I had, two things were very important. One was that either we should have the raw material available locally, and there should be good value addition. Yes. If there is a value addition, then we can sell across the world. Yes. If it is a low value product, then we cannot sell even in India. Selling outside India will not be possible. Yes. So we found that with the same raw material, other people are making a product which sells at 5 rupees a kg, and with the same raw material, the product which I made was selling at 20 rupees a kg. So there was that much value addition was there. Raw material was same. Raw material. Even for making the building grade plaster, the same raw material. For dental grade plaster, the technology was different. So I purchased the technology. With that technology, we produced one product, and we sold even at that time 20 rupees a kg. So it was possible. It was a highly profitable business for us. So we found this is very interesting line. We can sell, and that is how we started our dental business.
Yeah. So now you have got a range of products. I mean, you have got a range of products which are being produced locally and which have got accepted globally also. So as I was going through the profile of the company, you have started exporting also. But there was some, you mentioned that there was some stiff global competition also. So could you please elaborate? I mean, because the reason I'm asking you is that every company which goes into the global market does face a competition. But it becomes more important is as the company is locally. I mean, it's for a Jammu-based company to go into the global competition. That makes it much more interesting.
See, first of all, we faced a lot of competition even in Indian market, because the Indian market was dominated by multinational products. India was not producing any dental product at that time. In the year 2000, there was no Indian company making any dental product. Everything was coming from outside India, from Germany, from USA, from Korea, and other countries. When we started, one product we started making, so this product was very well accepted. When we started making other products, so there was a lot of challenges for us to sell those products in India, because there was a direct competition with the multinational companies. So the dentists were not believing that these products can be manufactured in India. because they were during their college time studies, they have come across only with the imported product. They have not seen any Indian product, so they were not ready to accept the Indian products. So that was a very big challenge for us. Even in the export, we got a good market response from smaller countries, underdeveloped countries like Africa, Middle East, and some Asian countries. But it was very difficult to sell the products in the European market because of the quality certifications. We did not have the quality certification, so we were facing a lot of challenges at that time because we were not having proper quality system, quality management system, product quality certifications. So it took a lot of time for us to develop the business and the market for our products. But we were totally focused on the dental business, and totally, we had a lot of patience, perseverance that we will continue in this business, will not leave it, even if there were so many hardships, challenges. But still, our business was gradually growing, because there were many countries which were accepting our products. Even India, there some, we were getting responses for some products. So what happened, in the year 2007, we started planning that we should develop a good quality management system. We should develop a good quality testing system so that we can qualify ourselves for the certification.
Yeah, exactly.
In 2007, our company was the first company which got the ISO certification and CE certification. CE certification is a certificate for export of the products to Europe. So 2007, we were the first Indian dental company to get the quality certifications, and we started exporting our products to the European markets. We started getting small orders. There were many challenges. For 5-6 years, we had very difficult time, and we were managing business from a very small factory in Digana. At that time, we had a very small setup, but our products, and we were, developing more products. Myself a mechanical engineer. I was deeply involved in the product development. So we engaged some scientists from the regional research laboratory to help us in the development of the products, which were not at that time manufactured in India. So with their cooperation, we developed few products, and our journey in the dental product manufacturing started. And by 2007, we have crossed some hurdles, and we started exporting to Europe. And then, though that certificate was acceptable in other countries, so our business was growing in many countries.
Yeah. So what you are suggesting is that you had a perseverance to stay in the business, and secondly, you also invested heavily on the research R&D also to improve the quality of your product. And getting a certificate for exporting in Europe is no mean feat by all accounts.
It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
We were the first one to get it. Very difficult to get a European certificate.
And that's a no mean feat by all accounts. So I mean, that shows how much investment you have made in polishing your product. So let's.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's move bit forward. So now, when I was going through the profile of your company, you have major global expansion plans also. So could you please give a brief about your global expansion plans?
Yes. See, at present, we are exporting our products to around 80 countries, and we have direct export. We do not have any agents in India. We have directly appointed distributors in 80 countries, and every day we are getting inquiries from new countries. Other countries also want to import people from other countries. They are also approaching us for distributorship. So, I mean, at present we have only 10% export to Europe, and about 15% export to South America, and about 50% export to Middle East and African countries. We want to expand our business to USA, We want to expand our business to Canada because at present we are not exporting to USA and Canada.
Okay.
For that, we need US FDA approval.
Yeah, FDI.
And so I'm very happy to inform you that our company is the first company in India which has got US FDA approval for 5 products. Already we got the approval for 5 products. So we can now start our business, export business in the USA, which is a very big market. And also we have applied for US FDA approval for another 15 products. So once we have got US FDA approval for more products, then we will have a very big portfolio of the products to offer to the US market, which is a very high priced market.
Yes.
We are very confident that our business will grow very fast when we start exporting to USA. And for export to Canada, we again require another certification, which is called MDSAP. MDSAP is a medical device single audit program certificate, which is certificate issued by notified bodies which are located in USA, and this certificate is acceptable in 5 countries: Brazil, Canada, Australia, Japan, and USA. So once we have this, we have already cleared the audit. We are now waiting for the certificate to be issued. Once we get the certificate, our business will start growing in these countries, and we are very confident our global export will expand, and we will sell more products and in more countries.
So, first of all, congratulations again, as far as the Jammu is concerned. You are the first company to get FDA approval, which is quite a difficult one to get FDA approval. Even multinationals, even multinationals have to go through many phases, many testing times to get approval from FDA. Yes. So
we got approval for 5 products.
Yeah, and you are expecting approval for 15 more products.
More products.
So in the last 1 or 2 questions I wanted to ask you. So you are expecting a turnover of about 500 crore in the next decade or so. This is what your company. 10 years. So I mean, going by how you have made your opening and IPO opening, which was quite good, and going by the trajectory of the company, it seems quite possible. I mean, do you see it's quite possible for the company to turn?
It is possible because it is possible because now in 20 years we have established our business in around 80 countries. We have established our business in India. We have distribution network all over the country. We have distribution network in 80 countries. We are developing our distribution network in more countries. We are expanding our business in USA. We are expanding our business in Europe, and we are spending a lot of money on research and development activities. We want to develop more innovative products so that our product range increases, and with more products and more areas, more countries to sell our products, our business will grow much faster. Even during the pandemic time, in the last 2 years, our business has grown at a very good, more than 20%. Everything was closed. Factories were closed. Worldwide, there was lockdown. But still, our business has grown by 20%. We are expecting that when the situation is normal worldwide, our business growth will be at a much faster pace. Exactly. And we can very easily achieve our forecast for the next 10 years. Comfortably, we can reach to a level of 500 crores.
Because going by how the post-pandemic the situation is unfolding throughout the world, and moreover, when you will have an entry in the US and Canada, the business will increase.
Yes.
And manifold
definitely also. It will increase at a much faster speed.
Much faster. So lastly, as I wanted to ask you one thing, because you have emerged as one of the premier industrial houses in the Jammu. Jammu is a very small town, and people have very parochial mindset. With regard to everything, they don't have a broader vision. You have established that once you have a broader vision, you can do the things globally also. So I mean, it's
absolutely. It's only the vision. It's only the vision.
Exactly. This is why I also reiterate consistently. Once you raise your vision, you have to broaden your vision. You don't have to be parochial.
Absolutely right.
So, what is the message
Yes.
for the young entrepreneurs of Jammu? Because you are a success story now.
Yeah. I can only say that Jammu is a place which has got a lot of disadvantages. We have locational disadvantage. We are a small state which is having very low population, and our market demands are very low. So anything which we produce here will not sell here, and it will not make a project viable if we only consider Jammu and Kashmir as a place for business. We have to look for global business. Until we have a global vision, we cannot be successful. Second important thing is that for selling product globally, we should have a technology-based business. We cannot make anything and sell globally. We should have a product which is a specialized product, which has a global demand, which can be we can compete globally. But that is only possible, if we make a right selection of the product. We look for a technology-based product, which are specialized products. Nowadays, there are many institutions in India which are offering ready-made technology. So I suggest, my advice to the entrepreneurs of Jammu is that you should look abroad, broader outlook, that develop some products which are based on, newer products, innovative products. And for that, technology is available from many institutions in India, and set up a new industry where there is a global business opportunities. Because nowadays, with the internet and communication systems are so effective that selling products across the world is not a problem. We are traveling around the world. See, I travel in many countries, and I attend to many exhibitions. And this is how we come in contact with our, global clients. So the most important is that we should, the entrepreneur should have a very high vision
Yes, sir.
and perseverance, because it takes time to establish a business. You cannot establish a business overnight. We need a lot of perseverance. But selection of the product, right product,
That is
and right technology is very important.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Modi, for sparing your time and giving your vision how you establish your brand, and we wish you success in your future endeavors. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Upadhyay. So nice of you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thanks.